Good evening and welcome to the Fox 8 10 o'clock news. Neil McNeil here along with my partner Katie Nordine, and we have some sad news to pass along tonight. A Piedmont broadcast legend is gone.
Roy Acklin, WGHP's folksy storyteller for 30 years and our lovable friend, passed away at the age of 84. Chad Tucker takes a look back at Roy and the many smiles he brought us.
Not again.
I think the whole unique thing about you is you've brightened so many people's lives.
With one of the most recognized faces
Bromo quinine
and voices of North Carolina.
They got personality. They move. She and her boyfriend are going to have young'uns.
Roy Acklin, the down-home weatherman whose neighborly personality brought us all together with the segment Roy's Folks.
I just, write a few words and supply the pretty face in front of the camera.
For nearly 30 years, Roy Acklin and producer David Weatherly restored our faith in humanity.
I tell you, the thing that always struck me about Roy was that he was Roy no matter what.
Born in March of 1938 in England, his dad, a scholar and author, moved the family to Texas. Roy grew up, served in the Air Force, where knowledge about the weather led to television.
Here we are, folks, in the eastern United States.
And he had this certain wit and wisdom, I guess you'd say, about him that you just can't make up. People loved him because of that.
Start over here, walk across.
In 1987, he came to North Carolina.
So what they really wanted was somebody who could do weather and do the feature stuff too.
And into the homes of WGHP viewers.
And he knew a lot about a lot of stuff.
Through the Roy's Folks series and specials.
We're both visual people. We love driving through the countryside, looking around. We'll spot something, slam on the brakes, jump up, and go do a story.
The two captured the best of the Tar Heel State, sharing the stories of everyday people.
Beachy, pleasure to meet you.
And historic moves.
But I went and crawled up under there, and it was amazing to be able to look up.
Come over here.
The beloved series that many times included his family.
An old Acklin tradition tonight.
Became one of the longest running series in the country.
We want people to appreciate the people we feature the way we appreciate them.
Roy retired in 2017, but the segments continue, and so does his legacy of bringing joy to all of us folks.
Yeah, it's me.
Roy would really want to be remembered as that guy that brought that nugget, that story into their living room at night that made them smile. And I think that he got great joy himself from knowing that other people loved him. And I think that's the way he'd want to be remembered.
And it was fun. Roy Acklin, WGH Piedmont News.
I'm a lucky man to have been here this long.
And a few fun facts about Roy. He was an extra in the John Wayne classic, The Alamo. Roy retired to eastern North Carolina, where he passed away.
He is survived by his wife and 3 daughters. Again, Roy Acklin gone at age 84. Next Wednesday, he would have turned 85. He passed away just a little more than a week from his 85th birthday. And I was among the first people to meet Roy here at WGHP.
Right?
He was originally hired to do weekend weather on our weekend newscast when I was anchoring weekend news. So we spent many a Saturday and Sunday evening in the studio across the way over here talking about life and sharing great stories. And I remember one particular time I was a young whippersnapper and I was considering leaving WGHP. You know, I'd reached that point in my career as it's time to explore bigger markets. And he said, Neil, I've seen your work. I like your work. So if I can ever help you, let me know. I'll give you a good reference. And I'll always appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's the type of person Roy was.
I enjoyed watching his stories over the years because he just really brought North Carolina to life, and it showed all the great people in the community. And he did some great adventurous things. I'll never forget him bungee jumping. And I think about him all the time when I go to Boone, because the bungee jump location he used was off 421 as you're going into Boone. And I remember seeing it on a trip going up right after he had done it. I mean, Roy not only did it once he did it, he got on there and did it again. And every time I ride through there now, I go, that's where Roy was bungee jumping. That was like 25, 30 years ago.
Wow.
Man, what a character.
And I've got to think just about every prominent craftsperson, every prominent artist in the state of North Carolina knows exactly who Roy Ackland is and was because he featured them in stories. And they, in turn, were included in the Roy's Folks Crafts Fair, which was held every year for, it had to be at least 30 years. You know, it kind of went by the wayside during COVID and all of that, but, you know, it's a testament to Roy Ackland's dedication for feel-good stories, and as David Weatherly said, making people
And
feel
all of
good.
us employees here that have been here a long time, one thing that's real special to us too is the fact, you know, our Christmas special that they would have every year, he and David would put together, and we could watch our kids grow up every year and see that featured. Those are memories we'll always have.
Again, remembering Roy Ackland tonight, passed away today at the age of 84. Again, a little more than a week shy of his 85th birthday. A long time personality here in the Piedmont Triad, a meteorologist in the morning news for many years, and of course certainly known for his Roy's Folks features, which he produced for, I'm sure, between 30 and 35 years or longer. We will have much more coverage on the life and times of Roy Ackland. By the way, to read more about him and his contributions to Fox 8 and the impact he had here in the Piedmont Triad, you can visit our website, myfox8.com. We have an entire story posted online right now dedicated to him. It's the first story on our homepage. I can also tell you we are also planning some very special coverage of Roy and his life tomorrow. I know specifically in the Fox 8 4 o'clock news, I know Chad Tucker and David Weatherly are joining forces. They'll be here tomorrow to talk about Roy. So a lot to look forward to as we continue to honor Roy Ackland, and certainly, and most importantly, our thoughts, prayers, and hearts go out to Roy's family tonight.